Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into some chatting.
Group chatting.
What do you guys want to chat about?
Well, I'm sitting here with a water bottle that says "My Last Bottle."
I have one too. This is interesting. What is this?
This looks like Taylor's new hustle.
Oh.
Is this a sponsored ad? Is he paying us?
Oh, can you at least sponsor the newsletter, Taylor?
Yeah, do you want to buy an ad? Taylor launched a new business called My Last Bottle.
Okay.
He is promoting the use of a reusable water bottle instead of a plastic bottels, which
That's nice, very environmentally friendly.
And with every purchase of this $50 water bottle, he's gonna feed like 14,000 people. Give water to every elephant. Like,
wow.
Yeah.
So he's solving the drought.
He's causing one with the amount of water this guy's giving away.
You buy one bottle and you
should hear what does one bottle get me?
One bottle gives a child in need 50 days of clean water, plants a tree, and removes a pound of plastic from the ocean. In addition to that, by buying a bottle, you're making the pledge to make this the last bottle you ever use. So you're eliminating single-use plastic.
So Dee and Drama currently can never use a bottle again. That's the pledge you just made. You opened it.
Can I unpledge? I would like to unpledge.
You could.
Pete just put it back in. You can't even give Pete
Taylor.
a free bottle.
I'm sticking Greta on you. She's coming after you.
Yeah.
Taylor, what are my ounces here?
15.
You need a big boy. My last big bottle.
I need a big boy. I just got
Yeah, Drama's got your half-gallon thing over there, right?
Yeah, he hasn't got the meathead jug.
I'm supposed to drink a gallon a day, Taylor. I got to drink like 7 of these.
It's good. You can pound them.
Or
fill it back up.
Okay.
So you're not
gives you
looking
a reason to go walk over to the cooler and talk to someone.
Okay.
So your goal with this business is not to get any repeat purchases.
No repeat purchases. And actually, interesting strategy, no Facebook ad spend. And that's what we do best. So it's really through gifting and word of mouth. So we really want to see with this product, we're going to try to gift 500 to 1,000 of them and see just from our gifting alone if we could sell.
So why don't we give away some?
Let's give away some.
Let's give away.
Well, if you give away some, do you still?
Yeah, do those kids get those water and the elephants get the water and the camels?
Do we have to buy them for them for the elephants to be saved?
Yeah, this is a little. What happens? What's going to happen here?
Dee's got to buy them all.
Because it sounds like we just shorted some elephants.
Because if you give away, let's say 3,000 bottles, then 3,000 kids aren't going to get water.
That's true. That's very true. What do you got to do to win?
I just got to buy them.
Screenshot your favorite plastic water bottle company.
Yeah, go to mylastbottle.org. Check it out. Spread the word. Post it on your story. If you do, I'll DM winners and give you some free bottles.
There you go.
Or just buy some and don't be a dick and save the world.
That's an aggressive ad campaign.
That's good. Okay.
All right, let's see.
All right, there we go. Just look at us just saving the world.
Yeah.
Saving the elephants.
Every time we do a podcast, my goal is to insult 50 children.
50 children.
Children, huh?
Oh, man.
I think 50 adults is easy.
That's
Children
easily
might be
happening on
tough.
every episode. 50 adults are insulted by every podcast we do.
For sure. But 50 children's that's the next level. Okay. You guys want to get into some news?
Yeah.
Let's talk about...
By the way, speaking of the comp dinner from Brian Toll, we were talking about it. So that night we went to 40 Love, comp dinner.
Yep.
Then last night I met up with some friends with Brian at Delilah, comp dinner.
Did he agree to it?
No, when Brian's in attendance, it's comped.
Oh. Does that go for all of us?
Anytime he's been at a dinner where he's consumed either
Oh, you're right.
drink
He
or
did
food.
that for me last week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I just got to invite him to
You
more
can just
dinners.
bait him into dinners.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Free then.
Cool. Okay. Well, congratulations, man. You got friends in the right places.
Yeah.
And you have saved 0 kids, no elephants, and removed 0 plastic from the ocean. You're just contributing.
My last meal.
Yep. Okay. News time.
Yes.
Kanye West. Jesus,
Big.
Jesus is King. Is out now.
Yeah.
When this audio is touching your ears, it is out.
Yeah.
He did a big album listening party last night at the Forum. Anand, you skipped it?
I had to.
I got some live feedback from people who were there.
What was the general consensus?
So it sounds like the general consensus is the music sounds really good. It's very gossiply,
Okay.
but
Gospel-y, is that what you meant?
yeah.
Okay.
What did I say?
Gossiply.
It's like a new
Like in
app.
terms of gossiping.
Like a new app where you just gossip.
Gossiply.
Download
That'd be
Gossip.
the next TikTok.
Just saying.
Musically.
Think about it. Yep.
But I think it sounded like, for some people, it was a little too much with the Jesus Cristo.
I noticed that you're very offensive about most people. Kanye, you go a little light.
Yeah, he dances around Kanye for
Yeah,
sure.
you dance.
I
You
like him.
tiptoe. Tap dance.
I like him.
The album was shit.
I heard the
Everyone said
movie
it.
was worse.
I heard the movie was
Thank you.
crap.
Now we're talking.
I heard
Yeah,
the
there we
movie
go.
was
This
crap.
is group chat.
Everyone said the movie was really bad. I didn't hear one
And
person said
I generally, from the people I talked to that were there, they just said it was a weird vibe.
it's culty. It's religion.
He thinks he's Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as we had Omar and Sterling, both who identify as Christians, both are offended by the fact that Kanye compares himself or thinks he's Jesus.
Yeah. Well, listen, man. We'll all know tonight at midnight. I mean, we know now when this podcast is out.
Yeah. What I really want to see are streaming numbers for the next 30 days.
30.
Yes.
We need 30. Not
yeah,
the
now
next
everyone's
week.
going to listen to it
Yeah.
tonight. Like literally everyone's going to listen to it.
Yep.
But I want to see a week from now, 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, because the albums from last summer really faded away pretty quickly. Like,
Here's the real question for me: is he is an expert at putting out a spectacle, right? Forum, IMAX. I'm sure it was like visually extremely stimulating. When does it catch up when the content's not actually good, that the spectacle doesn't matter anymore? Because he's getting away with the spectacle. Everything about him is a spectacle, and I feel the content's been declining
Yep.
year over year.
Yep.
he just has to have one good song on this album, which he'll have.
I disagree. I think if this album is as bad as people are saying it is, it's really bad for Kanye.
I don't think
I think he'll still be incredibly famous. I think
Yeah.
he'll still sell plenty of shoes. I
He's
don't
on
think Kanye's
another-
ever going to run out of money.
No, I'm not even talking about money. I don't think the way people talk about Kanye, like young people,
Yeah.
he's got to them.
No, but my point is he's God now because the spectacle is overmatching the content. But when the
that's
content keeps declining,
At
it
some
catches
point,
up.
it falls off.
Yeah,
At some point,
there's
it's
a
just not-
point.
But Kanye West will never be irrelevant.
No.
That
No,
just
of
won't
course.
happen.
I'm not saying
But
that.
yeah, I think that through all the Trump shit and all the crazy shit, what people kept latching onto was he's an incredible artist. If the art he puts out sucks ass, I think it'll kind of catch up to the Trump shit. And it'll be like, I don't know
So
about him.
in a year from now, when we don't think this album's going to work, the no cussing, does he just go back to full blown
Yes.
cussing?
Yeah,
He's
you're
gonna go
such a
drop
fucking
Chicago. I'm
hoe.
Chi-Town. He's
I
going to go.
love it. Yeah.
Yeah. And by the way, he dropped Watch the Throne 2 or something, and everyone's back on
Yeah,
it.
Also
Jay-Z
true.
needs a little lift. Maybe they combine.
But I think that this one, like once again, all the Trump shit, we all know you can go as crazy as you want when you're that famous. As long as the content's good, you're fine.
Yeah.
So if this album was hot, then yeah, Jay-Z would probably they'd be doing Watch the Throne 2 by spring. If this one's bad, I feel like everyone's kind of distances.
Yeah, and I think it's a combination of music. It's all about cultural relevance. No one will distance if he's like the Trump thing was as bad as it gets, and for the most part, no one's really distancing. I guarantee you, the celebrities in attendance at the forum last night was probably A-list.
Yeah,
Everyone
I'm
probably
sure.
came out for it, and as long as there's one song that makes it to the radio, then to me, he's just
Yeah,
gonna coast
the
clear.
one chess move he made, which has made this whole spectacle last, is being with Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
That was the chess move. That
The
allowed
album's
him to
bad
do
enough,
all this.
she'll leave him.
Nah, it's not good for
Just
business.
saying, if those streaming numbers aren't hot, she's going to move
So
right
he-
on to freaking like NBA Youngboy or something.
No chance.
Trae Young.
New artist.
But he also did an interview with Zane Lowe
Yep.
that released on Thursday that I started listening to, and I haven't finished it. But I read an article that talked about all the highlights of it. There's some crazy stuff that's being talked about in the article. One is he wants to bring all Yeezy production back to America. He wants to bring the jobs back.
MAGA!
Yes. You have a pair of Yeezys, right?
I have.
Okay. Have you ever looked at the shoe?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sure he's looked at it because he designed it.
Yeah.
That is a very complex shoe to make.
Yeah.
It is not an easy shoe. That is like cutting edge technology is used to make those shoes. Yeah. How in the fuck are you going to make that shoe
Now
in
we're
America?
talking about Jesus. Come on, man. We might as well be at church.
I mean, you can. This is just
gonna
like
be
an empty
expensive
promise.
as
This is from the playbook of Donald Trump. You
He
just
was
say
moving
things.
to Chicago over the summer. He was moving to Chicago. I'm going back to where I came from. I'm moving here. Instantly, everyone forgot.
Yeah.
This is
not
the same
moving
thing.
anything.
He learned from his buddy,
Yeah.
Donald.
I don't care how many
You
shoes
say
he
whatever
sells.
you want, it
think
doesn't
he has
matter.
the power to make Adidas bring all that manufacturing here?
No,
Kanye
those Germans
alone?
aren't going to listen to him.
They don't give a shit.
And the other interesting thing he said is they talked about Virgil, and he seems like he's butthurt the fact that he was not the person picked.
He said it should have been him as the creative director of Louis Vuitton. He said, I'm the original Louis Vuitton
said
Don.
that?
Yeah.
People call me Louis Vuitton Don in the streets today. So that whole, add to the spectacle, him showing up at Virgil's show and crying and all that bullshit.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
You're
God damn
talking,
it.
he's so full of shit.
I think
It
he's
works.
just a bad person, man. I just think like he's just a dick.
Yeah.
At what point does mental health cross over into just dick?
Yeah, well, that's the problem. It's that exact Curb Your Enthusiasm episode.
Did they do one about that?
Yes, because he says you can just say you have Asperger's if you...
And just
if
be
you-
an asshole?
Yeah. Because his manager was like, I'm just going to tell everyone you have Asperger's
Yeah.
because you're just an asshole.
Yeah.
And you get away with it. And I think some of the stuff that he said in the interview is so narcissistic, so out of pocket, and like...
I can't wait to listen.
Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy that like... but here's the thing is that like nobody actually cares. I'm sure some people do and they don't purchase this
People
product.
do. It's bubbling.
Yeah.
It's bubbling. You still, like, when you talk to even Sterling, who wouldn't completely write him off at all, was still like, nah, like, whatever. Like, I don't buy the shoes. There's no reason, but I also don't throw them away.
Yeah.
That's where everyone's at.
Yeah.
You're not buying anything new, but they're not throwing the old away.
And he said that obviously there's no cursing in this particular album. And he said he wants to rework all of his old works. So like a song like Famous could be played at like church. Do you know
Man,
how vulgar those songs are? Especially Life of Pablo is so vulgar.
Here's what else I think is really dangerous. If this album like flops and everyone starts making fun of him, I don't think he's going to deal with that well mentally. I think that's dangerous. I think you already see a guy like in a bad spot, not making any sense and at peak narcissism. If he just gets shit on for this album and all the Charlemagne's making fun of him and everyone whatever, like I don't know where he goes from that.
Those figures, because of mental health, don't make fun of anyone anymore.
They will. Watch. Just watch.
Yeah, they will.
You want to know what else I noticed? I didn't realize this. Do you know, after all these delays, after all this time of fake promises with album releases, the day that Kanye decided to drop his album, what is today?
I don't know. Friday?
The
Jewish
25th.
holiday?
Drake's birthday.
I did notice that.
Oh, Drake's birthday.
A little shady.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
A little shady, right?
You know
all this
what-
time, you want to steal Drake's birthday? You want to steal the shine?
You know
Didn't
what's-
he do something similar with the album, right? Last
He
year?
put it out on the same.
I would-
put out
Took the date, surprise release, something.
And he even made a statement in his interview. He's like, it's a weird little trick God played on me that Drake lives 4 houses down from me.
I don't think it's a weird trick that God.
I think it's a nice neighborhood and everyone just wants
Beautiful
to live there.
neighborhood. Do you realize that like name the 17 other celebrities that live 4 houses down?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting. What I think Drake's going to do is put out a song next week. And it'll be this banger song that will be at the top of the charts.
I mean, Drake should have put out a banger album.
Moses is king.
Allah.
Isn't he Jewish?
Whatever. Okay, listen. We'll see, man. There's only so much we can talk about it because unfortunately when this episode's up, everyone's going to know the verdict.
It's okay. We'll wait.
We'll talk about it on Monday, though.
Great.
That's for sure. Okay, bad news for all you young lady Kathys out there, or men, depending on your preference.
Yeah.
We're not here to judge. It's apparently getting harder and harder to find a good man in this world.
It's impossible.
Yeah. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
So, I mean, what's going on here? People are getting dumber. Guys are not educated anymore.
The
Everyone's
big challenge
soft and weak
is a lot of adult men are opting not to go to college, and in the recent study, it showed that 60% of graduates are female. And so if you're an educated woman looking for potentially, or an educated man looking for another educated man, slim pickings.
But aren't we also talking in the same breath about how college is becoming less and less relevant?
Yeah, that's if you assume the only barometer of like competence is a college degree, which I think is ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't go to college and I'm a catch.
I don't know about that.
I am a catch.
Say recidivism 3 times.
I drink a gallon of water a day. I have a couple really cool podcasts. I don't know. I mean,
You know what it is? I think, and the reason why I think for men, college is actually an interesting path versus women inherently are more mature. I mean, even you see it at my son's age, at like 2 or 3. They're just a little more advanced than boys are. Then you go through life, you graduate high school. I mean, 18-year-old boys are shitheads.
everyone.
Okay? A 21-year-old boy is a shithead.
31-year-old boy.
31. The college
35 guys become
Guys.
So you take guys who are inherently just dumb and incapable of just daily life.
Gosh. What a
I just look at how much I look at my life pre-wife than like pre her being in my life. I look at everything from my health, my diet, the way I live life. It has dramatically improved. You know, that because I found the right, spouse.
Yeah.
I just think for men who don't think college is important, that's fine. For financial reasons, I get it. It's just something I think about college that allows men to mature that I don't think that women have that problem. And the trend is showing that obviously more women are going to colleges, even in the graduate kind of sector. It's interesting to see how does that affect the relationship dynamic of the future. Because you talk to a 30-something-year-old woman in LA who's single, she says it's very hard to find a good guy, right?
Men are going to be a bunch of stay-at-home little bitches.
BLBs.
Yeah. For real. And they're just going to take care of the kids and just, like whatever. Hey, Stephanie, have a good day today.
Yeah, take your MBA and go.
Yeah. I don't know, but also I think there is a very good chance that this is a good headline for an article.
Yeah.
And you can't discount the conversation that college is also becoming less and less relevant.
So I agree. Forget about it in a financial sense.
What if girls are stupider in this case? What if girls are moving into retail where guys are picking
girls are moving into debt while guys are not.
But here's the thing about college, and you would attest to this, that it does help with your social skills.
Sure, it depends on the college you go to. I would argue. I don't think going to a tier 3 college may help your social skills.
I think going away to college, doesn't matter what type of college, going away to school, you mature as a person. Because you're finally on your own and you have to grow up.
But what about these colleges with like safe spaces?
Yeah, we also went away to a college where you had a bunch of rich kids that came from good families.
You had to learn how to navigate the world of criminal activity.
I don't think it's a good argument if you go to a college that is a tier 3 college where maybe kids don't come from the same backgrounds of all the kids at SC.
I know, but it's
and then you're around a bunch of shitty kids and wearing shitty habits.
But that's they still care about their education. It's about the emotional and social development that you get from going to college. Where do people get it if they're not getting it at college? I don't care about the education part of it. There's an emotional social development that's happening at a university level because you're on your own. You're an adult. If you're 18, I'm crushing it, but I'm living at home.
Yeah, I agree. And rich kids can afford to do that. And right now, college isn't affordable for an average middle class kid.
If you go to public university, of course it is.
You're still loading yourself up with debt. What 18-year-old can even UCLA is probably
not UCLA. I'm talking about if you live in another state, it's not that expensive.
Then you're probably staying at home and not getting the maturity aspect of it.
All these kids.
So what I'm saying is this:
drowned in debt.
Okay, but where are you going to get? Because the other part of the article is that I agree. I think it is hard to find a good guy. I talked to plenty of single women. about this and they find it difficult. And I agree. I look around and be like, I don't have one friend to set you up with. These are fucking shitbags. Taylor's shaking his head because he knows it's true. He can't hook up any
Pete's
single
like,
girl
come
in
on.
front of his...
And every one of Carly's friends are all between 24 and 27 are like, find me a guy. I'm like, all my friends are assholes.
Yeah.
You don't want to date them.
And I think it's just about this emotional development that men need to have. That where do they get it?
Yeah.
There's an enormous opportunity to help men become adults.
Sure. You might be right. I have trouble fighting for college on any front in
Yeah, I agree.
2019.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm fighting for it.
Well, guess what?
You're fighting for it in the
There's a bunch of
confines if you're around a bunch of successful families that are sending their smart children to a place where they're around other smart, successful kids. Of course it's good.
No, but you're just discounting anyone who didn't go to a top 25 school. I don't.
No, I'm
agree
not
with that.
discounting. I'm saying the experience you're talking about is very unique to going to a rich private school.
No, it's not. You could go to University of Michigan and you grew up in Michigan.
Michigan's it's a top 20 school.
I know, but it's a
and
public
it's like
school.
all a bunch of rich Jewish kids from Long Island.
But you
and out of state, it's mostly
no,
and so many
I'm
out of
saying
state kids.
if it's a locals, I'm talking about any public college in your state, you can get that experience. You can go to whatever, I don't know, Ohio State in Ohio and get a emotional and social experience that you don't get working at a job. You just don't get it. You don't get that when you're sitting at home remote working. You're going to have social.
Yeah, but but those kids are putting themselves financially back if they're going strictly for that experience.
No, that's fine. I'm just saying you're missing the point. I don't think men are mature. I don't think they're not getting it today in society, period. College is the one thing that gave some maturity level to some men. Where are they going to get it? Because there is going to be a problem 20 years from now. If no one goes to college and everyone's remote working, how do you develop as a human being socially so you're able to have a relationship, able to grow as a person? I don't know. Just read a bunch of books and podcasts. You need to experience life.
Yeah, but saying that college is the only way.
No, that's the only way I know today.
It's the only way you know that you've experienced.
Yes. You don't have a solution for it yet. So the only solution today.
But I also don't agree with your premise that all men are immature.
I think a lot of jobs and internships and stuff like that also give people. Like I know a lot of people that have credited working in the service industry to being like the thing that made them an adult.
Sure, that's one element. But
I would argue even the younger kids who've come at Young and Reckless finally learned to be an adult when they showed up here.
Yeah, I'm like
at
a
18.
parent. I'm like a parent to 35 kids.
Yeah, everyone has their opinion.
Come on, Elmer, send your job application. I'll raise you.
Yeah, raise you. Give 4 years.
Come on here to Papa Drama, man. I'll tell you. I'll teach you.
Yeah, I have.
I think there's a lot of ways. I'm just curious. To me, the article just feels a little like you almost built a narrative and then wrote an article as opposed to really looked at the big picture.
Yeah.
Because what if in 20 years it's just a bunch of chicks in debt with outdated educations and a bunch of savvy young dudes
who are? Yeah, I mean, the thing is, yeah, it could happen. I'm just saying that there's an emotional part of the story that they didn't even talk about it that I recognize that I see with young men. Guys struggle with just development emotionally.
If I can say one thing, I can see this primarily in Wisconsin. Like there is a clear two-sided argument where somebody like me who's got an education and ended up here, and then I know a handful of kids I graduated high school with that didn't finish college are doing fucking nothing.
But do you think this?
But that's because they didn't attend college and they didn't go through that maturity.
Honest question though, you think that it's like vastly more than girls? Like I know a lot of girls that are like lost and I don't know what to do with my life and I'm just gonna. I
think they're also open. Guys won't even share that information.
Sure, but at least guys won't share it. Well, I don't want to compare guys and girls and say who's better or worse, but I don't think this is I think you have a weird narrative through a small lens on.
Well, I'm looking at the immaturity of men from ages 25 to 40.
Yeah, but I don't think it's like.
Yeah, I don't think the scales
have trouble leaving the nest
dramatically
as figure out.
Saying.
Yeah, you have this weird
my gauge is on men because I spend a lot of time.
All
with
you do is
men.
run around the city with young dudes.
I know, and so I'm telling you my perspective from men. I'm not even speaking about women.
Yeah,
I'm talking about
if it's even.
I just know a lot of single women have asked me, why can't I find a right person? I'm like, because
maybe you're fucked up.
Then these guys.
You ever say that to them?
No, I don't, because they're not bad people.
Maybe you're a loser, Stephanie.
I don't think that. Okay. I think they're just.
I'm sticking up for dudes.
I'm not.
Dudes, we're all good, man. We're solid.
Yeah, keep thinking that yourself when you're
Listen
like 49 and single, and you're sitting at home like, oh, Drama told me I was good.
Drama, we hire me. You're raising people, right? Okay, we got to move on. First, we got to pay for all these rants. If we got any ads, put them here. Okay, we're back. Let's talk about technology and business. It turns out that, I mean, this is so cool. It's like we had a little discussion about this earlier, and it makes me so happy that TikTok has now gotten so big, it's become a national security concern.
Yeah.
It's just like, wow. Like, there's so many people on this platform. It is so engaging.
It's a good spin. But we also predicted that this was a national security concern.
Yeah.
So we'll take credit for that.
They're gonna
You're right.
vape TikToking out of this country.
They might.
They're just gonna
I'd like to fight for it. But
yeah, like all you got to do is Donald Trump. He says this is an issue. We need to shut down this app. Apple, Tim Apple, you're shutting this down.
Tim Apple, shut her down.
Shut it down.
But guess what?
You TikToked out of this country.
We support China the way that we do. Have LeBron step out and say, you know what, China, I think you guys are uneducated on the situation. China's a great place. TikTok must live.
It's crazy. There's people. I think this China thing could potentially be the most important thing for next year, because with the NBA thing happening, I think Bob Iger was recently asked a question. He totally danced around it. You know, they have their things they're dealing with.
They have Disneyland.
Find people both sides. It's the new
they have a Disney World in China.
Donald actually had it right.
Yeah,
So this TikTok thing is now like, it's going to be an issue because one is it clearly made an impact. The other interesting thing, TikTok had its slowest month ever in downloads. So it is slowing in America. So the stats show that it is slowing. So, and it's correlated directly to how much money they spent on advertising. TikTok.
Of course,
so
yeah.
That's clearly showing that they are being propped up by advertising. Like their aggressive advertising spending is working, and it's getting people on the platform. Will they stay on the platform? We'll have to wait and see. But the other issue is, you know, the Chinese obviously love TikTok. You love TikTok. You know who else loves TikTok? ISIS. ISIS is a huge TikTok fan. They're showing 15-second beheadings, whatever you would like. It has taken a storm.
So I want to talk about two things here. One, the security concern. So what's the security concern? The security concern is that all this data is now owned by a Chinese company, so they can probably, they know everything what 110 million Americans are doing.
TikTok denied it, saying that we don't share.
Of course, of course they deny it.
Of course.
And
so does Facebook.
And exactly. And the second thing, look at what Snowden's uncovered, that they could search everything on your Google, Facebook. You think China doesn't know what you're doing on TikTok and your camera?
Yeah.
They probably own your camera. The moment you download TikTok, China now has surveillance on everyone.
They
Say
must
hi
love
to China,
me.
drama.
Say hi to China, guys. Hey, Gigi.
They must love me with my whole
the
dance
other
and
thing about
support.
So then the ISIS beheadings that are now rampant on TikTok, apparently.
That's wild, because TikTok's really good at censoring.
Exactly. This is the point about like how when Facebook wants to eliminate something, they're able to really quickly, like anything that was going on in Hong Kong, like they deleted the app, everything.
Yeah.
Like, so TikTok has the technology to ban the Houston Rockets.
Yeah. But not
But they
ISIS.
can't ban ISIS beheadings.
It's weird, man, because literally, like, our old video guy, Blake, made a video of him. It was like a camera trick where he went and sat in the road, and then a car, like, ran into him, it looked like. They took it off instantly. Anything that's even slightly, like, that's one thing about TikTok I noticed, is they take stuff off instantly.
Yeah.
But,
They're not messing around here.
But maybe they how does beheadings not hit your...
Yeah, but maybe they're in cahoots with ISIS.
Gosh. TikTok is in cahoots with ISIS. Group chat headlines. Gosh. Okay, well, I don't know. My problem is I do really believe in TikTok, but I also think there's a good chance that we just pull it.
Yeah.
It's too much power for China to have.
Yeah.
Too much access.
Too much access.
At least the criminals, we want the criminals under our own roof.
Yeah.
Criminals with American passports.
Yes.
And
Zuckerberg, you're fine.
I wanted to wait till we talk about Facebook, because we talked about this earlier today, Drama, how the new mantra now, why you can't break up Facebook from the technology world, is if you break up Facebook, then the alternatives are Tencent, Baidu, Alibaba, TikTok.
Yep.
They're the ones with the powerful social networks, with the engineering to actually make it a great usable experience.
Yep.
So if Facebook gets broken up, you're basically conceding it to China, because the user experience on a broken up Facebook and Instagram is not going to be the same. The whole point of it is network effect.
Yep.
So it's sort of like the lesser of two evils, which is the reason why I don't think the U.S. can afford to break up Facebook at this point.
USA.
Yeah. It's going to get real interesting with China talk technology talk. Like, I feel like all the racial stuff and like the cancel culture is like got put way on the back burner.
Yeah.
Like 2020 elections are all going to be about who can spin China the best.
I
big
think
tech,
and
Yeah.
recession, and like, maybe tax.
Yeah. I don't think any of that other like social policy shit matters.
Sheesh.
And it switched why? Because of Daryl Morey tweeting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it really that?
Yep.
Yeah.
1
Keep
million
your-
percent. If he kept his mouth shut, we would never be
We
talking
would be
about
talking
China.
about, unjust
Yeah.
killings and et cetera, right?
Sure. Pay gap. Yep. What about Triller? Triller looks like they raised $28 million in venture capital funding. Triller, I don't use Triller. I feel like maybe I should now that I'm
Triller's a good hedge if you assume TikTok's going to get banned in America.
Yeah, you're right. You got to choose your platform wisely. these days.
USA Triller. I'm with Team Triller.
Yeah,
Triller
maybe you should
USA?
start a
Triller, LA.
But isn't Triller like Triller's all dancing, right?
Yeah, it's exact same thing.
TikTok is not dancing. That's a lie.
It's stupid.
It's
That's what it is.
amazing.
It's for dummies.
Ugh. You're missing the boat. Okay, listen. So Triller raised a bunch of money. What's it look like? Are they?
Yeah, we'll see. I think if you think the concept of TikTok needs to exist, and obviously they're way bigger. I think these guys have 60 million users or something like that.
60 million downloads, 13 million monthly actives.
Active users, and mainly USA. So, I mean, if TikTok ends up having serious issues with the U.S. government and American kids still want to do funny dances to songs, then
I think that's not going anywhere.
yeah, then Triller is your play.
That's true. I might start an account just to hedge.
You should wear rocket stuff, diss China, go nuts.
Yeah. Maybe I'll start my Trump persona over there. See how it goes. Okay. All right. Well, we'll see. Great news for my favorite entrepreneur, Elon Musk.
Yeah,
Tesla's on fire.
fire.
What happened?
He turned that shit around.
What did he do? I haven't seen them on fire. I feel like every time it's earnings season, you just see all red in Teslaville.
And what's crazy is they had their earnings call and they kind of beat on revenue. They showed a profit, which is insane. And I read like 3-4 reporters kind of review of the earnings call, and they said that it sounded such like a calm, focused person talking about the future of the company that they thought that Ford sounded like Tesla. And because Ford had their earnings and they showed that they're struggling, and Tesla sounded like Ford.
Yeah.
That like Tesla knows what they're doing. They're focused. They're making progress. They're finally profitable. The stock exploded, went up like 20%.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. The question is this like accounting hocus pocus or if it's fucking real?
Yeah,
'Cause you never know.
the biggest question here is Elon Musk has been kind of publicly figured out that being a public company sucks and tried to go private and do all this trickery last year.
Yep.
Realized that's not going to happen and had a year to figure out, okay, now I got to please this new audience. He's obviously a brilliant dude.
Yeah.
He could figure out.
He's shut up and make cars.
Exactly. No,
Yeah,
shut
he
up in
did.
accounting.
He did.
Yeah.
He knows, man.
I mean, you can't have this year-over-year dramatic turnaround in this type of industry. It's impossible.
Not
You're
for Elon.
manufacturing tons and tons of metal that you need to be purchasing equipment early.
Looks like he's a genius.
Yeah. It
I
looks
would
like
die
he
to
figured out
see-
how to please Wall Street.
Yeah.
Is how I
But
read
he
it.
also, like, if he made the thing profitable and actually turned around the business, that's insane.
Yeah.
If he did that.
We'll have to
math.
we have to watch 1 year. Like 3 more quarters of this, like a well-run company not having the hiccups in manufacturing. If that happens, yeah, they're going to be a scary force to reckon with in the automotive industry.
I would die to see his schedule.
Yeah, and it just be more efficient in the way you account for things.
I mean, how many rockets has he launched in the meantime?
I don't know. I don't really follow rockets.
Countless. You always see over whatever. There's like what's that weird plume? Is it aliens? No, it's Elon testing another rocket.
Yeah, it's good. It's good for the story. Elon's hot.
You hear that?
What?
You just said Elon's hot.
Are you judging my sexual preferences?
Not so hard to find a good guy in LA, is it, D? Okay, more earnings call conversation. What about Twitter? Twitter's getting smashed?
Twitter, unfortunately, should just, like, their stock plunged. They're struggling on ad growth. They had some bugs in their software for advertising. I have never met, and I've met hundreds of companies who have advertised on Twitter. No one has said that it is a great advertising platform. I think Twitter is a great. There's tons of amazing uses for Twitter, but I think
how do you monetize it?
But that's it. Like, you have to sell ads.
Like, think about Twitter not being that good for ads, and the fact that it kind of is also known. I know you guys don't use it this way, but like, it's known for being the harshest of platforms.
Yes.
Where people say the nastiest shit.
It's the worst stuff.
Yeah.
Also, there's a lot of porn on there.
Yeah.
A lot of weird shit.
Yeah.
Where does it end up? Like, what is the right way to monetize something like that?
Yeah, I always thought Twitter was way overvalued. I think the use is awesome. I love it as a platform. I mean, it needs to just be a part of a big company that can just keep financing it, because advertising on Twitter, like, I don't know anyone. Taylor, do you know anyone who's been successful with Twitter advertising? No, right?
But they're still profitable given all this, which
That's not so bad.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
it's better
just
than
think
most
eventually
consumers.
people are going to be like,
They're growing
why are we
revenue.
advertising on Twitter?
yeah,
There's
that's I mean that's
a type. There's got to be a way to advertise on a place like that works for somebody.
yeah, because it is.
Taylor, let's hear it.
It's a super engaged
The
audience.
fast food people, like the Wendy's and the McDonald's, they're the ones keeping Twitter in business. They're the ones advertising all the time.
Okay, that's where the whole
Yeah,
Chick-fil-A
but-
thing
but
came
I
from,
think-
right?
you know what-
Chick-fil-A, spicy nugs
But-
are back, all that stuff.
Yeah, but the brilliance and the magic of the platform is the best marketing isn't paid for.
Yeah, because they probably didn't pay for that, right?
No, a lot of them, they do a lot and promoted.
No, I know, but the way
they take over
the
a
way,
day.
No, sure, that worked. But like, if you talk about how chicken sandwiches went viral, that was organic users just keep posting, and they don't get to make money off that.
Twitter doesn't, but also all those companies are also advertising. But I think Twitter is just riding off Facebook's coattails of like, look, Facebook advertising works. It's still the early days, and there's getting all those budgets from those huge companies. Like, no direct-to-consumer companies do Twitter.
Yeah.
But those big, stupid companies
Which,
like...
which is a really interesting point. The fact that your direct-to-consumer companies don't advertise, that means it doesn't work.
Yeah, so they have to figure out branding is the only thing. Because if the direct-to-consumer isn't converting, then you have to be a branding like television. Because television does not convert.
I mean, they had
I don't
Vine.
care what analyst wants to tell me television converting works. It's not true.
Television doesn't work. Radio doesn't work. Print doesn't work. The only thing that works is fucking Facebook
And podcast.
and podcasts.
Specifically
and also
group
TikTok.
chat.
Organic. Yeah, podcast big time.
Yeah.
I think there's so much, I mean, we talked about this a million times and so has everyone else, but like so much opportunity in podcasting.
Yeah.
When you look at like Twitter and even when you look at like Instagram and stuff like that, there's a lot of opportunity, but it's just getting so crowded and expensive and whatever. Podcasts are just so under monetized.
I think it'll happen. I think it's going to take a few years.
I don't got a few years.
We need money now.
Okay. And then last one that I wanted to ask you guys about is good old Jeffy Bezos. We haven't talked about him in a while. He's getting creamed,
Clobbered.
clobbered.
He lost $8 billion in Thursday evening after hours.
They just didn't
trading.
hit expectations or what?
So their biggest challenge is their cost exploded because of their one-day Prime shipping. So
Got it.
that is the real kind of blow to the Amazon earnings.
Yep.
My opinion, great time to buy the stock.
Yeah, this is like the dumbest reason for Amazon to go down.
Yeah. It doesn't-
AWS definitely is not. So all the cloud people reported, Microsoft reported, AWS reported. I think people are also realizing those businesses are reaching a ceiling soon. And there's just a lot of competition in this space. So AWS is kind of, we know what it is. We know how much money they're going to make off of it. The rest is how they execute on the e-com side. And it's going to really come down to, they're going to incur, like, what they're really doing, in my opinion, is making everyone else go to one-day shipping,
Yep.
which should probably crush most people, except maybe Walmart.
Yeah.
And then all you're competing against is one other person.
Yeah, I mean, Amazon still is only 5% of U.S. commerce, both offline and online. They're 50% of e-commerce, So they're going to continue to take that offline commerce into e-commerce, and there's serious competition on the cloud side, the AWS side, but I do not think there's any competition on the actual commerce side of the business.
Yep. I think it's nothing but up from here.
Yeah, but he lost $8 billion.
Yeah, whatever.
He's no longer the richest man in the world.
Do you think he gives a single shit?
No.
Yes, not being the richest man in the world matters to him. 100%. He's probably
But he'll be like, I'll have that back by, we're about to hit the holidays. You kidding? Black Friday, Cyber Monday? Guy's going to laugh.
he's got to wait till another earnings cycle to be the richest man again.
Who's first,
He's
Bernard?
going to go, it's Gates now. So he has to go through Christmas being, he's going to start the new
You think
year.
Lawrence Sanchez dumps him and goes to Gates, tries to break up Gates' marriage?
Gosh.
Poor Mackenzie.
What a weird world. Imagine being part of like the three dudes that are like, haha, got you, bitch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Fuck you. See you in January.
My forequarter will have me back.
Okay. You guys want to talk about some politics stuff?
I love it.
Let's talk about the fact that the White House, this is good. When it comes to petty, Donald Trump knows how to do it.
I love it.
You know what I mean? He has decided to order federal agencies to stop their subscriptions of the New York Times and the Washington Post. Why? Because they're fake news.
Fake news, and they've attacked the administration and
Fake,
had critical
fake news.
coverage. Interesting. The White House canceled it, their own subscriptions, and now they want all federal officials to cancel their subscriptions. I don't know if you're allowed to do that. I don't know what their laws are.
He wants to be a dictator so bad.
Yeah, he's so jealous of China, Saudi Arabia, Russia.
So jealous.
I mean, it says that the Post and the Times each make around $20 million annually by selling political ads.
That are geared towards all these federal agencies to try to influence their opinions on issues.
So, I mean, inadvertently, he may just like really damage a huge revenue source.
I think the lucky part for the Post is they're owned by Bezos, so it does not matter
No, it does not matter.
for the Post survival.
No, but it affects their reach, right? Like if you can't reach those federal employees, because no federal employee making on a, let's say, whatever salary they make, they're not going to sit there and go subscribe to themselves. It's a waste of
It
money.
just seems like it should be illegal for the president to affect the business of a company because he doesn't like what they report on
I
him.
agree, but this is a different world we live in.
That's cool.
Fake news. Stop posting fake news.
Fake news. Cancel it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
God, man, what a weird time.
And it's scary how powerful, like the amount of impact Trump has had on businesses in his 3 years in presidency is insane. From tariffs to fights with countries, it's incredible. Like, it's insane.
Yeah.
And the guy was hosting a reality show 10 years ago.
That just tells you anyone can do anything in the world.
Yeah. That's a fact.
If you have low self-esteem, turn on the TV.
Look at Trump.
Yeah.
Okay. That's true.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, let's talk about the fact that Mark Zuckerberg went over to Congress to have a little chat. And, of course, you know, they go hard on him. AOC in particular had a question, and she wondered if it was okay if she ran fake ads the same way that Elizabeth Warren did.
Yeah.
What do you have to say about that? He did pretty good, huh?
So I'll tell you, I thought the politicians were a lot more informed. I think they were just so embarrassed by the first time he was there.
Yep.
I saw maybe 4 Congress people question him. They clearly have gotten a lot smarter, or at least prepped a little bit better. They're still not asking all the right questions, but they're asking a lot more leading questions that get real answers to American people.
Yep.
The challenge is Mark Zuckerberg is not really answering shit.
Yep.
Like, he's keeping his mouth shut. He'll take the criticism. He'll take the beating. AOC came out guns blazing on him. And she's getting a lot of slack from everyone saying, like, she's out of control. Look how she talks to people, blah, 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 blah. It looks like that if you don't agree with her, because the president does it all day, and, you know, like, we've just accepted it.
Yep.
She was questioning him about if I ran ads targeting people, misinformation, would you shut it down? And, he's made it clear that he has no plans to do that. And then he just countered by saying, I expect politicians to be truthful in their ads and blah, 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 blah. So he held his ground and he was fine. It's just, I think it ruffled a lot of feathers the way AOC was like attacking.
Yeah, so if you think she's just as bad as anyone on the far right doing that dance, so if that's her strategy, then sure, it worked.
Yep.
Just don't complain about the people on the far right if you're going to do it yourself.
Yeah.
And second, I think it was just like grandstanding. She didn't even let him answer. I watched the clip. She just kept talking. The moment he started answering, she would interrupt and then ask a separate question. And
that was her strategy.
Yeah, she's doing the far right. So just don't complain about it. Just be like, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to do it from the left side.
Yeah.
And then the other thing, back to our point about how the U.S. government secretly knows they need Facebook. It's almost like they've made this agreement. We're going to bring you up into Congress, embarrass you on national television, and just let you go on your quiet way.
Yeah.
And we'll fool the public into thinking that we're actually on Facebook and we're going to make sure they're not this big, bad, evil business, and just give them his public lashing and say, sorry, we need you, bud.
Yeah.
What was this one about?
So it's
Libra.
funny. It was supposed to be about Libra, which is their cryptocurrency, but it turned into which politician can get the soundbite that gets replayed millions of times. Yep. And AOC won by talking nothing about Libra or cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
Is Libra dead?
I think Libra's dead.
Libra's in a...
How does Libra last 3 months?
Well, all the corporate partners have fled. Yeah. That's the problem.
The problem is
why did they? Why?
It's just Facebook.
It's honestly affiliation.
Yeah,
they just didn't want to be affiliated. Like Visa, MasterCard, Stripe,
PayPal.
eBay, PayPal. They're like, why do we want to be affiliated with Facebook? They're going through this like negative press. Let's just step away.
It was just the wrong timing for them to do these projects. It's like when they launched Facebook Portal into your home after stealing all your
worst shit.
Like whoever is their head of marketing should be fired, like a moron.
Who, Libra's?
No, Facebook.
Oh, Facebook, yeah.
The timing of the launches of these products.
But I think that's the point. It does not affect their business.
I know, but but then don't do anything. Don't launch anything.
I think that the thing is, Zuck actually is a visionary and actually sees the future, in my opinion. He's seen it over and over again with his acquisitions. Everything he's done about Facebook has been
sit tight for 2 years.
But he knows cryptocurrency is happening now, and he needed to make a move, and it's just his reputation's so bad that he couldn't.
But that's
pull
where
it
is affecting their business, right? Like he does need to play the game a little smarter. It's affecting their ability to get. I mean, God forbid, Facebook loses complete trust. Instagram becomes irrelevant. Like they could start a downward spiral that people would love to dogpile on.
Yes.
Yeah.
And everyone just starts their TikTok account, and it's fine. It's totally fine.
Yeah.
And we all just dance around and pour water on each other. And it's fine.
Throw cheese. You have to throw cheese.
Throw
at somebody.
cheese and paper towels at people. Okay. Taylor, do you know what we're writing about in our newsletter?
Fan Love Friday.
Oh, it's Fan Love
Questions.
Friday.
You guys responded for the first time. Thank you.
Yes.
welcome.
So at the bottom of all of our newsletters, Taylor asks for questions. And is this our first one where we're giving responses?
We did one, but you guys didn't answer, so I had to make them up. So this is the first one you guys actually responded.
I noticed that Pete is a big responder.
He's got nothing else to do. You guys are actually busy.
I don't do anything all day other than to answer these questions.
I went on there to look at like who's responded, and it was all Pete.
I want the people to know what I have to say.
That's good. You're smart.
Pete's trying to ride the wave.
Yeah.
Pete's smart. It's like me. When he gets a chance to get some shine, we're getting in there.
I will say, when I walk in every day, Pete's just got great energy about him.
Yeah, Pete's
He's happy to
great.
be
Look at me.
here.
I'm not in Wisconsin freezing my ass out. It's
He's a
great.
ginger and he made it.
Yeah, I don't think Pete's going to Bali anytime soon.
Yeah.
No, fuck no.
I think Pete likes it here. He
I'm
trusts.
good.
Chad was good energy for a month.
Yeah. Well, Chad was always just kind of like.
He's quiet.
Chad had one foot out the door
He
the
just
entire
worked.
time.
You could tell he was plotting. You could tell that on the next page on his browser was Bali travel tips.
I don't see kayak. I don't even know if Pete knows what kayak
No.
is.
I do know what kayak is, first of all.
He thinks it's a boat.
He's like, yeah, me and my
heard
buddies
a lot
are
about it.
kayaking down in Marina.
Yeah, he's like, what are you talking about? That's surf. You surf?
What? No. Where am I supposed to
He'll
surf?
start surfing in 6 months.
I mean, I'm surfing this wave, so this is great. See what I did there?
Like it.
Okay, we got to do our. So anyway, group-chat.com. Go subscribe.
Yep.
And check out our Fan Love Friday, and make sure that you ask questions at the bottom of the thing.
Yep, and I'll try to force them to answer it every week.
There we go. You want
Amazing.
some knowledge? We'll give it to you. You want some asshole responses, we'll give you that too. And you want to know what the fuck Pete thinks about the stock market?
It's not much.
Who cares? Pete should do a stock pick of the week.
Yeah, he should.
Just so you can laugh and have a good laugh and we can joke about it.
Yeah. Stock.
He's like, Jewel.
StockX.
I put it all in Jewel and StockX.
Okay, let's get in to everyone's favorite segment. This is the only segment I hear about.
Yeah, because it's the only segment we have.
Hey, who cares? Everyone's favorite segment of the week, winners, losers content. Dee, who is the biggest winner of the last business week?
My winners and losers are really good.
Okay.
It is my first winner, because they're quite opposite of each other. My winner are cigarettes.
Wow.
I read an interesting article today that cigarettes are planning a mega comeback in 2020 because vapes are out and everyone's back to smoking cigarettes.
I mean, we talked about the fact that kids are supposedly became addicted to nicotine through vaping.
Yeah.
And now that they're getting banned, are starting to smoke cigarettes to get their nicotine fix.
And I think Drama brought this up months ago, that this was the long conspiracy game of Altria.
Yeah.
Burn the 12 billion in Juul and bring it all back to the mothership.
Bring it home.
Yeah.
Grab a
I
pack of
always
cigs.
thought smoking cigarettes was cooler.
It's way cooler. You kidding?
Yeah.
You're like an idiot, Julie.
Yeah. Vaping sucks.
Vaping sucks. Smoking cigarettes is so cool.
Light up a Marlboro, you're a man.
A man.
Yeah.
Who cares if you don't go to college? You're
Nah.
a fucking man.
You look like an adult to me.
Yeah, you don't need to socialize. You can fucking
Be a man.
chop down trees. Okay.
You know when they do that whole like, they pack it?
Yeah.
Pretty
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
that's good shit.
Can't do that with a Jewel.
Remember
Yeah.
Kings of Comedy? Cedric
Yeah,
Entertainer had
yeah,
that whole skit
yeah,
about
yeah.
how cool it is
Yeah.
to like light your
Cigarette.
Somebody had a joke about, like, what are you doing when you do that? Oh, I'm waking the cancer up. Okay, Anand, who's your winner?
It has to be Adam Newman.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
mean,
You're right.
Adam Newman's going to walk away with, the numbers, it's 1.7 billion, some of it's a loan, some of it's a payback, whatever. He's walking away with over $1 billion.
Yep.
He's going to leave with no stress about how to figure out how to turn this shithole around.
Yeah. This is like a legal Ponzi scheme. Almost.
He has no responsibility whatsoever going forward. He had the leverage to be able to get this massive consulting fee. And honestly, as long as he doesn't start another company, we're all going to forget about who he is.
100% he's
He
starting
will
a
start
company
another
by
company and it will
next year.
get funded so quick.
No, he won't
I-
get funded. He'll fund it himself. He'll fund
I
it
know, but
himself.
like
People
if-
will back this
He
mother
should do the
effer.
Chad. Go to Bali and chill out.
Never see him again. I don't
Yeah.
want to see Adam Newman ever again.
No way. Adam Newman is going to be back, and if you don't think people are going to fund a halfway decent idea that he has, you're crazy.
He has the money. He'll just fund it himself.
I'm sure he'll get it started, but then people will jump in. A lot of people obviously think that the WeWork idea is still so valuable, and he created it, that it's worth paying him all this money. People think he's a genius.
Do they?
Yep.
Do you?
Yeah, I mean, I think
Yeah, I do actually. He has $1.7 fucking billion and no job.
we don't even have some goddamn
He doesn't
ads.
even have fucking shoes, and we're talking about one day they're going to monetize podcasts. This guy's walking around Soho right now with no shoes on.
He's a fucking outcast. He's a joke.
I mean, I
see.
do remember seeing existing investors of Elizabeth Holmes' Theranos saying they'd back her again.
They're morons.
So why wouldn't they back Adam Newman?
They're morons too.
Yeah, I think maybe, what if people
More
just
on
look at
ventures.
him as a bad operator, but an incredible
Idea
creative.
guy.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
Would you guys do anything if you saw him?
No.
Or do you just not
I
care?
take a picture.
Take a
Yeah,
picture.
like-
I
Put
took
it
a
for the-
selfie because it got a lot of likes.
Take a picture, put it on group chat pod Instagram. That's what we do.
Just curious.
Shake
I'd
his
interview. I'd
hand.
be like, hey, can you answer one Fan Love Friday?
Be like, you made October 25th winners, losers, and content.
Guess what side you were on? The winner. Okay, my winner is Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan did a fucking interview with Edward Snowden.
Yeah.
It's the biggest thing in the world. So I'm telling you that people still don't realize the power of the platform that he's created.
Who do you think doesn't know that?
The entire world.
He is the most powerful media person by magnitude.
Nobody knows that. Even Edward Snowden, which keep in mind, I get it. He's Edward Snowden. He's in Russia somewhere, wherever he is. He was like, oh yeah, I don't know. Some people suggested I should go on here.
Edward
So-
Snowden's a criminal.
Edward Snowden was like, I don't
Yeah.
really know about you. I don't know anything about you. When I saw your display pic for the pod, kind of freaked me out and looked a little weird. I almost didn't do it. That's the number one platform that Edward Snowden should be dying to get on.
Yeah.
He had no clue.
He has no clue.
He's
and
Edward Snowden's an idiot.
I'm just saying every single presidential candidate, every CEO, everyone
should go on it.
should be banging down his door, and I really don't think.
Yeah,
that
I
they
think
are.
the-
I think the fact that Elon Musk did it.
Yeah, but Elon Musk understands what young people like. This guy's floating around doing runs in Hollywood Hills, like friends of
people
ours.
watched
know,
that
like,
and thought like Elon Musk went on a fucking podcast and smoked weed.
yeah, the adults.
a crazy
I think
person.
people sub 35 understand the power of Joe Rogan. No chance.
I'm 39. I understand it.
Yeah, but
Most people don't.
most people don't.
I would say, yeah.
I mean, Andrew Yang is a
but he
serious potential
But he understands
presidential
millennials.
candidate.
He understands.
Yeah.
So does Bernie.
Yeah.
Bernie's entire campaign's millennials that were donating $5 an individual.
Yeah.
It's people who understand the power of people under 35, and sadly, most professional like CEOs and powerful people don't and choose not to.
Yeah. Like the fact that Kanye turned down the Joe Rogan interview and instead walking through a field with fucking Zane Lowe, mistake.
Yeah, because Zane Lowe's gonna throw him cakewalk questions.
Doesn't matter.
It's gonna make him look good.
Doesn't matter.
Joe
Jesus.
Rogan's not going to.
Let
Joe's
Jesus
gonna,
speak through you.
Yeah.
Jesus said, I should be here, Joe. Anyway, it's massively whatever. But the point is, he had Edward Snowden. Edward Snowden did a really good job of like breaking down. He just fresh off of writing that book where he told his story. So I think he was really good at telling the story of what happened. And when he decided to leak the information and all that stuff, and it was just good. But like Joe Rogan will go from like all these weird MMA dudes, some weird bow hunting expert, and then like fucking Elon Musk or Edward Snowden.
Yeah.
Like I think in 2020, the interviews that he's going to get are going to be like mind-blowing.
Yeah.
And can I just jump into my content of the week? Because that's my content of the week.
Yeah.
So we don't have to rehash it.
Yep.
So Edward Snowden was on Joe Rogan's podcast. It released 2 days ago when this episode airs Friday. It's 3 hours long. I'm about halfway through.
Yep.
And it's essentially a 3-hour monologue of Edward Snowden talking about his entire adult life, how he got to the point of being in the CIA and how he decided to leak the information and his thought process through the whole thing.
Yep.
I don't listen to a lot of Joe Rogan, but he barely spoke. Is that typical?
No, not at all.
This is unique.
Super unique.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just let him talk.
He just let him talk. And
He was spilling the beans. This
I
guy's
mean,
yeah,
the
you
king
don't-
of
you don't
spilling the
interrupt
beans.
him.
Snowden is brilliant.
Yeah.
He's so well thought out. The way he talks about all of his decision-making processes.
Yep.
And he had like his access, it seems like, was as privileged as it gets.
Yeah, unlimited.
Yeah.
He said that he was the guy in charge of getting whoever the access to the files. So
Yeah.
he was one of the very few that had access to all of the files.
And then, we love President Obama, but we have to, call people out. When this scandal first leaked back in, I think, 2012,
Yeah.
President Obama called him a rogue hacker and did not confirm that he worked at the CIA.
Yeah, Obama made some.
And it sounds like the way Snowden describes, he was as powerful as it gets as an analyst within the CIA with access to information.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, big mistake.
Yeah.
D, who's the loser?
My loser is Beyond Meat.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why?
The stock is down damn near 60% off its high.
Gosh. Danny, are you still an investor?
Wow,
Yeah, Danny bailed out.
freaking
Wow,
Warren
There you go.
Buffett.
See, he knows
Yeah.
so it's over.
Yep.
Beyond Meat is facing an enormous amount of hurdles. One, clearly a lot of people have come out on the health, kind of the ingredients, the nutritional value of the product. So that's one thing. I don't think that's the end all be all. The bigger problem is everyone is launching a plant-based meat substitute, and Beyond Meat is extremely high-valued company.
Yep.
And it, at one point it was worth like $12 billion. Today it's worth $5 billion. And, Impossible still has to go out and come public. Nestle has their thing. Tyson has their thing. All these companies are coming out. Everyone knows it's the trend.
Yeah.
So unless we all think Beyond is a brand or Impossible is a brand, we may find that it's not.
Yeah.
And that as soon as there's a cheaper option or an easier option to acquire, then I think this is an overvalued company.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think it has anything with the health, because McDonald's, which is the most successful fast food restaurant we've ever seen in the world, publicly says we're not in the business of making healthy food. We're in the business of making things taste good.
Yeah.
And
But that's
if
McDonald's. But I'm saying if health is an important element of our future, which it is, it shows every trend people do care about their health. They eventually got to change the product.
Yeah, but that's not the reason why the stock's down. The stock's down because their revenue and their profit, the lack of profits, did not justify a $12 billion valuation. And in the last 6 weeks, post Uber, WeWork, and technology companies not being profitable, investors are finally like, wait, we probably were misvaluing all these things. And you look at all the companies that have declined in the last 2 months.
Yep.
It's a function of everyone kind of seeing the music's kind of stopping.
Yep.
And you actually have to build real businesses. Beyond can be a real business. What's it worth? Let's see in a couple of years when you actually scale.
There's a lot of pain that's coming for that business.
Yep. Okay. Well, it's sad to see it go.
Yeah.
The glory days. I had high hopes. Are you guys gonna chill out on the Beyonds and Impossibles or no?
I've definitely, because I've just read so many negative things, I've definitely started buying less.
Yep. Anand? You eat like one a day with Danny.
No, I think it's not. I know it's not healthy.
Yeah.
But I know it's not terrible for you.
Okay. Whatever they say. That's what I said about my jewel.
Yeah.
And you were downstairs arguing that 10 hits of a Juul is better than a can of soda.
I believe that 10 hits of a Juul is better than, I'll say, 2 beers or 2 cans of soda.
That's your metric. Let's do a poll.
Sounds like nobody's disagreeing with me.
I don't know.
I've never Juuled, so I can't tell you the effects
So
it's had
cool.
on me.
It's so fun.
No, you want me to smoke cigarettes? Just go straight.
Yeah, I do. You should go straight to the safe. Get straight to 2020. If you're trying to get to what I mean, where the trend is going, you got to, swim to where the ball's going?
Yeah, of course.
Whatever. Anyway, Anand.
Loser.
Yep.
Kanye.
God, me too. Let's dogpile on Kanye.
Yeah, I'm just done.
Yeah.
I just don't like the theatrics. It's all a hoax, in my opinion. This is the flavor of how do I win people back post disappointing everyone a year ago. And then the comments about Virgil. Why are you faking? You were so happy for him last spring when he had this his first debut in Fashion Week in Paris, and this moment that he knew was going to go viral, right? Crying on the runway with Virgil.
He loves it. Yeah.
It's just I can't believe people continue to get fooled by him.
They're gonna get continued for.
You know what? I'm gonna change my loser. But keep going. I don't want to cut you off.
Yeah, no, I want you to add because I know you.
My loser is all the people that still support Kanye.
So millions of people.
Yep, every single one of them. Because I think honestly, I don't think Kanye should be canceled. I hate cancel culture. I don't think he should be banned forever. I don't think any of that. But I do think that when someone acts fucking crazy and disregards the trust or the anything of their customer, they should be punished financially.
Like Mark Zuckerberg?
No, unfortunately
Who's not punished?
I
You
think
just get richer.
Too
But
big
that's
to
literally
fail.
no one's buying Mark Zuckerberg shoes. If they were, I think that business would go down.
Well, we go on Mark Zuckerberg's site every 400 times a day.
I know, but they're not, you know what I'm saying? It's not directly like buying his clothing and his music.
Yeah, because what Drama's alluding to is when you go on Facebook, you're not proud you're on Zuck's platform.
No.
When
That's
you
what
post
it
on
is.
Instagram.
I know,
That's
you're
what
not, no
it
one's
is.
thinking of
But
it.
when
It's
you
not
wear-
Zuckerberg's face. Like, welcome to Zuckbook.
And it's like
If
when
it
you
was
wear
Zuckbook, business
Yeezys,
would be down.
Yeah.
or when you go on Instagram, you're not, posting. There's not like a Zuck thumbnail on every picture that he posts on Instagram.
Yeah, I'm sure he would love that though. Instagram by Zuck. So I think that's the difference. This guy is directly profiting off of himself. He is the business. And I just think, I don't know, man, people should be punished. And people talk so much, a lot of this same crowd that I'm dissing about things being unfair and wanting your cancel culture and outrage and all this stuff. But it's like you continue to support fuckery.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think that I don't mean.
I don't think
to,
the consumer is that sophisticated. You could do whatever you want.
But that's
Kanye's just.
But you wonder why
manipulating.
things the way they are, they
So
are,
I
and why
think-
the people that are in charge are the people that
Yeah.
are in charge.
but
It's because you don't support it.
No, so I think it's a little different. Like when the Trump fan actually admires the way Trump goes about his business. Maybe not the exact content. I'm saying whatever I want and I'm getting away with it.
Yeah.
That's what the Trump fan's DNA is.
Yeah.
The Kanye fan is this social justice warrior
Yeah.
that thinks they're standing up for good,
Yeah.
but then their hero is doing all this fucked up shit and they're still allowing it to happen.
And the couple conversations I've had where I've been like, why do you still support him? There's never a good answer. It's just like, Oh man, because fucking College Dropout was so dope.
It's literally College Dropout.
It's a
great
If
album.
College
It's a
Dropout
great
didn't
album.
exist,
Yeah.
no one would care.
Yeah.
College Dropout is such a monumental piece of work that every young person in
I mean, Through the Wire was magical.
yeah, all those
All those
songs,
songs.
that whole album was magical.
Yeah,
so
I
you
just-
just get a pass. When you do a masterpiece, you get a pass.
So now that was probably 2004 or 3,
Yeah.
something like that.
yeah.
It's just wild. It's wild. I just think that people that complain about all these other things that don't
I mean, they were
speak out about
Yeah,
this.
I mean, there were like all religions up at the forum bobbing their head to a gospel.
But how many people, how many Kanye supporters have said fuck Donald Trump before? 98%. But when he goes and supports them and does all this stuff, it's like, but
Yeah.
whatever.
I agree. I agree with everything. I just don't think people have
Yeah.
the balls to actually walk away.
I agree. That's my loser.
Okay.
Content. Pete?
I'm fresh off a very hot Netflix rom-com suggestion.
No.
So I'm coming back with a new one. Modern Love on Amazon. I'm hearing great things about it. It's with Anne Hathaway, Tina Fey, and Dave Patel.
No way it's not horrendous.
I like those. I like that cast.
It's I'm hearing really huge things about this show. You want to lock it in, and you're gonna watch the
locked out.
whole thing this weekend. And be like, that show is amazing.
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. But
I
I'll
thi-
tell you what I'm going to add to you because I just started watching a really terrible show that I'm locked into.
Okay, what is it?
It's called 90 Day Fiancé.
Oh my! Everyone watches that show.
Oh my gosh.
Is it a reality show or is it a-
Bill. It is about
It's
like
his most hysterical premise.
it's about like people that met, like one girl met a guy on like a Muslim only dating site. And so she decided that she's going to convert to Islam and move to Syria to be with this man she's
This
never
is
met.
reality. Or,
Yes.
Okay.
And they follow her, like meeting him for the first time and trying to set up the Muslim wedding in
Syria?
They meet in Lebanon.
Thank God.
And then they're gonna move to Syria. And this guy's like, literally, I have no water. I have no electricity. Every day, she's not gonna like it
It
here.
sounds
And she's
like a hit show.
I'll like it. I love you.
Yeah.
And then there's literally like this other dude who's like a white dork that looks like he would like fix computers at Best Buy. And he goes to like, somewhere in like Kenya or something. And it is like the slums of Kenya. And he's like living with the girl's brother, trying to convince him that he's a good guy and she should be able to come back to America with him. It is wild. And it's definitely like, you can tell it's real. Like you can tell they probably spruce up the story a
course,
little.
yeah.
But these people are batshit crazy. And it's great TV.
Makes sense.
You know?
Yeah.
If you're sick of watching the news, you're sick of listening to all this group chat, let's talk about the stock market, and you want to just kind of relax. and
Pete
see
stock
some
tips.
Crazy people.
That should be the segment.
Yeah.
Pete every Friday has to come up with a stock.
Pete, give us one right now.
I don't even
Number
know.
one
Give us
stock.
a stock.
Just name something that seems right. Someone has to put their money into something. What is it?
So Pete, a stock, it's like a
I'm really new to this whole stock thing.
All right.
Hey, StockX is
No,
an
at this
answer if
point,
it's
hey, if
private.
Amazon's taking a dip, throw it in Amazon.
Oh, Pete!
Hot take.
Look at Jim Cramer over here.
And you didn't think I was paying attention this whole time.
What's funny is I feel like Danny, not trying to
Oh no, Danny never
overinflate
listens.
what we do here, but Danny and Pete should be like
Geniuses.
pretty smart.
Yeah.
But they don't listen to a
Well, this is
fucking
better than a fucking college
word we
education I
say.
just got.
It is.
Pete's out here getting smart. He's going home to Thanksgiving dinner. And let me tell you about churn and EBITDA.
I got the whole
You know.
family on
No,
podcast
the
now.
funny thing is they haven't listened to a fucking word we've said for the last 6 months. Pete just waits to hear the word jewel, and he's like, "What? Yeah, yes. White Claw. Did somebody say White Claw? I've tried it."
Bang Energy.
Okay. All right, guys. Subscribe to that newsletter at group-chat.com. Hit up the Instagram at groupchatpod, and also do us a super big favor if you're really like die hard and you really want to support. Give us a 5-star rating and a review over on iTunes or on the podcast app, and help us help our position over on iTunes.
Yeah.
We still got our contest running.
We still got a contest running, which is what, Peter?
It is the H Wood group with the
Oh.
infamous Brian Toll.
Yeah. Taylor, I heard you got banned from all H-Wood venues.
Yeah, I think there's more tickets now because I'm actually giving mine up.
Okay.
I thought it was a simple joke, but I guess you can't joke with Brian.
Yeah. Taylor made a joke about Brian and his theory on tipping in the newsletter, and now he's banned. So, what do you have to do, Peter?
Yeah, so you just have to go 5-star rating. You know, we were claiming that Pete's an asshole or
Oh yeah,
Pete's
in the
an
comments
idiot.
you put pizza and asshole.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, we just need those 5 stars though. You enter, make sure you put your name in there. There's a little place so you can put your name. We're going to pick the best one. We got 2 sets to give away.
Best 2. We're picking 2 people, giving them each 2
Yep.
tickets.
To make sure you have a date. Some of you won't have a man because they're hard to find. But
Yeah.
Oh, look at Pete listen to the episode.
Damn!
You're looking for a college-educated young white male?
Yeah, your boy Pete.
Fortunately, I'm not Jewish, so
At
most of LA is out of the.
That's fine. That's it, guys. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend.